name is Henry Harper from Harper Galleries of Art and Interiors. We have fun with art here as well as furniture. Things that'll be great for anybody's home to create one's environment, to create one's lifestyle around, which is really, really fun because when you have things in your home and things in your life, you can't wait to get home to enjoy the things that you have purchased and things that you understand. Today, what we're going to talk about is this wonderful little footstool. And it's actually not a footstool, it's actually a seat for seating. They were called backless stools from the 18th century. They were actually invented around the 1650s. We happen to have one here, this English. It's in the manner design of Mr. Thomas Chippendale. And Mr. Thomas Chippendale was the most famous furniture designer ever. And his name has transitioned to here the 20th century, all the way to the Chippendale dancers. But this is a Chippendale dancer, and the reason I'm saying that is because this is a stool or a back stool, which was to be brought into a room for auxiliary seating. Now, I happen to have found this little thing in an estate, and the wonderful thing about it is it was beautifully upholstered in a quilted cotton fabric. It's very floral in design, pleasing, goes with any interior, and which also has a wonderful naturalistic style to it. But what's so great about this particular piece? A, it's 18th century. B, is English. C, is made out of walnut, a really wonderful, substantial wood that was used in furniture craftsmanship. Mahogany being the best. Walnut and cherries, your hardwoods, are next. I want to take this piece and turn it over just to give you an idea of some of the things you look for when you're out finding finds. The wonderful thing about this piece is if you look at each one of the ball and claw feet, they're all different sizes by centimeters. They're just different sizes because when this piece started off like probably about 1760, this was a log that a cabinet maker carved into, which transitions this to a piece of sculpture. Each ball is different in its diameter. And the reason for that is because that log, and no two hands can do the same thing, and probably one cabinet maker worked on these particular legs, and when he was finished with them, then it went to someone to finish the exterior of them, to file them down, to make them very, very smooth. The ankles are really refined. They're very, very fine, and they emulate the claw and ball design. The claw symbolizes man's control and power over the earth. Thusly, the ball and claw foot, the very sensual ankle, which reaches out like a claw with talons and nails on the bottom, gripping the ball of the piece. Up here, along the edge of the profile here, is a bellflower, and the bellflower is just designed to tie this into nature. Above the bellflower is a shell, a reverse shell, and then of course the curly cues that are here on each side, and them being very, very different. Now, I don't know if the camera will show it or not, but the grain pattern in this is just exquisite. And the grain pattern in wood is really something the cabinet makers always wanted to express. That was part of the expression, the artistic expression in creating furniture. And then we'll go under the bottom of it, and we'll turn it upside down here, and we get to see how this was put together. We have these side rails, which are the main support units that ties each one of the claw feet to a support system. But the thing that I enjoy about this piece is this is a secondary wood, which is, it appears to be, oh yes, also walnut, so all of it is walnut. And it's all hand hewn by a chisel, because that was the most modern technology tools they had in the 1750s when this piece was made. So from the log, you chisel down the supports and then attach with pins, because nails weren't even there were handmade nails, but nails were not as plentiful as they are today. In 1843, the machine nails that we know today with the tapped head on the bottom, so you can tap on the top, so you can tap into it, were manufactured about after 1843. But prior to that, every nail was made by hand by the blacksmith. And so if there are nails in here, and I see no evidence of them, then this piece was all pegged together. The parts are the leg itself, what we call the ears here, which is another part, a seam here for each ear. So we got 1, 2, 3 elements for this particular leg. Same thing for all of them. So all together, there's 3, 6, 9, 12 pieces, 13, 14, 15, 16 pieces to make up this stool. And they're all very substantial pieces. A lot of times people see 18th century furniture as well as 19th century furniture, early 20th century furniture, and they think they can't use it. But yes, you can. You don't stand on them to get cookies off the shelf, but they are really, really just very well made, and they're beautiful design elements. And these become generational wealth for your family. Why is that? Because today, furniture, as you know, especially for you people who have historic homes, and there's a lot of historic homes here in Detroit. There's 22 historic districts, and there's a lot of historic homes here in Detroit. The people are coming here from out of town, and as well as those who live here, who are restoring these homes. And I get sick and tired when I see a TV tray next to a bed when you should have a nightstand. And you can find this stuff. You got to get off your bum and get out there and begin to look and search and hunt and have add an added facet to your life by searching for art and antiques and creating the environment that you'll grow to love.